Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge is an animated Mortal Kombat movie that you guys may have known I have been excited for because this is the first Mortal Kombat movie we've got since Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and I've been asking for years for an animated Mortal Kombat movie, an animated TV series, or something like that. And now that I finally got something, I was all in on watching this. And now that I have watched it, I can definitely say this Mortal Kombat fan is very happy. Now, this movie was supposed to come out on the 14th, but it was accidentally released on Vudu on Easter Sunday, so I bought that as soon as it came on, and I watched it, and I watched it again, and I watched it again, and I watched it again, because I actually really did like this movie. The gist of the story is pretty much what you probably know by now, and that is an adaptation of the first Mortal Kombat tournament story from the first game with just a little bit more focus on Scorpion's backstory. Now, I posted my initial thoughts over on Twitter, but for those who missed it, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth here. So, first of all, the main characters were done super well. The voice acting is great. They really did an incredible job in their performance and really capturing the essence of each character. Joel McHale as Johnny Cage in particular is one hell of a standout character. Every time he was on screen, I couldn't help but just smile all the time and be entertained. This movie also reminded me of the Sonya Blade that I like. In this movie, Sonya is like Bridget Wilson, but amplified like 5 times. She was incredibly awesome in this movie, and she was funny at times. And you guys know me, I'm a Liu Kang fan, and once again, he was really awesome in this movie. I really did like Liu Kang in this movie, and they also really did capture the true essence of his character. There were small moments in the movie that involved Liu Kang, and I was like, oh my god, that is Liu Kang. That is just so Liu Kang, and I love it. Raiden was the best he's ever been in anything Mortal Kombat related in recent times. Like I said, they really did do these main characters very well, but in Raiden's case, they really went back to the Christopher Lambert Raiden from the 1995 movie. He's very calm, he speaks very calm, he gives this wise advice that's actually very important to the characters and to the story. The movie actually enforces what his role is in the tournament, which is to make sure that Shang Tsung doesn't cheat, so he doesn't get involved in anything. He's just there in the background being very, modest and everything. And also just the right amount of snarkiness in there. There's a little bit of humor in there as well, just like Christopher Lambert Raiden. And also, this movie really makes him feel competent. Like, when have you ever really got that from Raiden in recent times? There's this one part in the movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's just one part in the movie where you're like, yeah, don't even try to think about messing with Raiden because it's not gonna work. And even he sometimes gives off that vibes himself in a humorous way, which is again like the Christopher Lambert Raiden, and I just love it because I've been waiting for Raiden to be like that for a very long time. It's something that I really did miss. Now, this movie has Scorpion's Revenge in the title, so Scorpion is one of the main characters, but he doesn't steal the entire spotlight. It's not all about Scorpion. The other characters have a very big important role, and they are very present in this movie. So if you're worried about this is all about Scorpion, it's Scorpion, no, it's not. The other characters are very present in this and are very important as well. First, Patrick Seitz returning as the voice of Scorpion in this movie was such a pleasant thing to have. He has nailed this character ever since he started at MK vs. DC, and though I do like the new voice for Scorpion in MK11, I can't say that I don't love Patrick Seitz because I do. He did an incredible job in this movie with his performance, and you can really tell that he loves this character with the amount of passion that was conveyed through his voice acting in this movie as Scorpion. Like, you can tell he was excited to do Scorpion again, which is nothing less than great. It was awesome to hear him again. I also really like Scorpion in this movie. He's not like this mindless hellfire demon that a lot of people like to think that he is. They actually added some story to him. There's layers to him, and he has a personality, which is all great, and you actually kind of feel for him too. Like, the opening scene, you guys pretty much know what it is. I'm not going to spoil it, but you guys pretty much know what it is. Man, I was like, oh damn, I kind of feel bad for Scorpion. Even though I know the story, I'm like, damn, that's kind of rough. The fight scenes are also very well choreographed and very badass and entertaining to watch. And you guys know this is Mortal Kombat. They can get brutal sometimes. Now, it's not all the time. Not all the fight scenes are like that. So it's not like it's mindless violence, which I was afraid they were going to do, but they didn't. There were times where I was like, oh man, that's kind of brutal. Like, for example, the first fight scene or the first action scene in the movie, I was like, oh my God. That's badass, but that's kind of gross. So if you came here for fight scenes, you're going to be very, very happy with this movie. This movie also has some humor in it, which I was really surprised that they pulled off because the humor and the jokes were actually funny. I was actually laughing at the humorous parts of the movie. A lot of it comes from Johnny Cage, and because of that, because of Johnny Cage's jokes and his humor and the humor in general in this movie, it feels like this movie has life, and I just love that because I found myself having a very, very enjoyable time with the movie. The movie also makes the original heroes, the original main heroes, feel very connected. The original trio, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and Johnny Cage, they all feel very connected, and you really feel like they're fighting as a team, fighting for Earthrealm since they're in a lot of scenes together, and that reminded me a lot of the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie, and that just made it incredibly great for me. The story is also very, very good. It's a simple, straightforward Mortal Kombat martial arts tournament. Not too complicated to understand. It's all just straightforward and simple, and it was done really, really well. And they actually went out of their way and explained how the Mortal Kombat tournament actually works, because never have we ever got an explanation on how the tournament works. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, because I'm not going to spoil it, but it gets a little bit too Hunger Games for me, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that or not, but at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of the best thing we've got, and it's kind of like the only thing we've got, and it's not bad, so I'll take it. There's also a lot of cameos and references that us Mortal Kombat fans are going to be very happy to see and get. So, and it also doesn't seem cheesy or forced, so it's all great stuff. Now that I talked about the main things that I really did like about this movie, I'll talk about things that I didn't like, and believe me, it's just very, very minimal. The first thing is that there are some characters that died unnecessarily. Like, there were some death scenes or there were some character deaths in the movie where I'm like, I don't like that at all. Like, I don't like that. But at the same time, I'm not going to spoil who dies, of course. I'm not going to spoil it. At the same time, they didn't name drop these characters. Like, nowhere in the movie does it say that is that character. So, if they wanted to bring those characters back, they would be completely okay in doing so because, again, they didn't name those characters. And there is also some times where I'm like, yeah, you can live through that. So, like, there are some characters, again, that died unnecessarily, but at the same time, either they could not be those characters, or, yeah, you can live with that. You can be in the next movie. The second thing is that there's this little twist at the end of the movie, or at the end of the tournament, that I really didn't like. But at the same time, I ask myself, and I ask you guys, look at the title of the movie that you're watching. What did you expect? Look at what you're watching. Look at the title. What did you expect? Now, I didn't mind the execution. Like, that's not my problem, because the way they did it, the way they played it out, I kind of understood why they did it. No, actually, I didn't kind of. I did understand why they did it, and it's something that I'm willing to let go. It's not something I'm losing my marbles over. I would have done it differently, yes. It's just what it was that I have a problem with. It's not the execution, it's what it was. Again, I'm trying not to spoil anything. You'll know when you see it, but it's not something that ruined the movie for me. And the third thing, I don't think it's a complaint, but I feel like the movie could have been a little bit longer. The movie is 80 minutes long, and what they did with that 80 minutes was actually really, really, really good. Nothing was wasted, so I liked what they did with 80 minutes. I just feel like if they added 10 more extra minutes or 15 extra minutes, then they could have been beneficial to the movie. But that's pretty much it in terms of what I didn't like about the movie. Overall, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge is incredibly, incredibly accurate to the true spirit of Mortal Kombat, and they did a lot of things right more than they did things wrong. I've seen a lot of people online say things like, "Oh, but it's just the first Mortal Kombat tournament. Oh my god, it's the first Mortal Kombat tournament again. Why do we always get it? Nothing new. Where's Melina? Yas Queen." Guys, this is where you start if you want to tell more Mortal Kombat stories. This is their starting ground. What did you want? For them to start at UMK3, where there's a full-on war between Outworld and Earthrealm, and there's a whole bunch of characters? Where was the build-up to that? How do you build to that? Where did it come from? You know, you can't start on something. You can't build on something that had a weak foundation. This is the foundation, and they did it very, very well. You gotta start simple before you get to the really, really big stuff. I'm gonna give Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge a B+. I absolutely loved this movie. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I'm gonna watch it again. I'm glad that I paid money for it. So if any of you guys are watching this and have friends or family members that you want to introduce Mortal Kombat to, I would recommend showing them this movie. One thing that I'll ask of you guys is to please support this movie. Go and buy this movie. It's 20 bucks because I really do believe we should all rally our support behind this movie to ensure that it is successful, because when it is successful, we get sequels to this, and I want sequels to this movie. And if you want to see sequels to this movie, then make sure you support it. When you get the time, when you get the opportunity, please do so. I promise you, it's a good movie, and I recommend it. Anyways, guys, for those who have watched this movie, let me know what you guys thought about the movie in the comments below. If you guys don't want to get spoiled, then just don't go in the comments section. But if you have watched the movie, go ahead in the comments section below and let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. I very much would appreciate it. Thank you all so much for your support, and I'll see you all in the next video.